Hi, I'm Gabriella. Join me as I explore amazing lifestyle destinations and well-being experiences in food, fitness, and beauty. I'll take you to fantastic places to relax, rejuvenate, and get fit. Welcome to My Day, Dubai.
I'm gonna take it all the way when I hear the music play, 'cause baby, I can't help myself. I'm here to do my thing, who knows what tomorrow brings. I'm never gonna kiss and tell. I just wanna have fun. Show me what you got, 'cause the floor is getting hot. I wanna see the way you move. It's time to get it on, gonna party all night long. This is what we do. La 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 la, I'm all about. Come get it, come get it. La 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 la, I'm all about.
Today I'm waking up at the Banan Beach camping site at sunrise. What a beautiful place. Ra, are you there?
Morning.
Good morning. How did you sleep?
How cute are these tents?
They're
I
so
slept
amazing.
so well.
Yeah,
I mean, considering I've been camping in 7 continents, these are heaven.
These are super glamorous,
They're so cute.
right? Glamping almost.
Don't say that to my teammates. They'll hang me.
They'll be super jealous. Look at this view.
Gorgeous. I'm loving the beach.
I know, waking up to this is pure heaven. We're so
I
lucky.
can't wait to go down.
The water is so clear.
Oh, what's that? It's so cute. It's a swing. Dibs on the swing.
Okay, fine. Look how big this swing is. I think we both fit on it. You're the first Saudi woman to climb Mount Everest and the 7 summits. I mean, that is just amazing and a
I
huge
still can't believe it.
congratulations.
Thank you so much. It's been a few months now since I finished the 7. I still can't believe it.
Oh my God, this must be like up there on the list of things that someone like you, an athletic person who's done sports all her life, would want to achieve.
You know, I think it was a very personal thing, but it's not my main goal.
Really?
Actually, no. It was like an expression. Climbing has always been an expression for me. It was never a goal.
Yeah.
It was a way to break the barriers that I was faced. So it's really funny when people tell me, "Is this it for you?" And I tell them, I'm just getting started. Like, they were just a few, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to sound arrogant, but they're just mountains that manifested my self-expression. So hopefully I'll go beyond just mountains one day.
Yeah, but let's talk about that. You know, I mean, the hurdles and the obstacles you were faced with growing up as well, because you grew up in Saudi. So tell me more about your childhood and how your childhood kind of actually influenced who you are today.
So many people ask me how difficult the mountain was. I tell them the mountain was very difficult, but everything before and everything after was much more difficult.
Really?
Yeah, because socially, like when I first started to climb and I told my family I wanted to climb my very first mountain, they all looked at me like I have a screw loose. They were like, "Do you want to do what?" "I want to climb the highest mountain in Africa." They were just like, "But why?"
Why?
And they had a moment of what's wrong with this girl, and it kind of was a bit hard for me to explain to them why. And of course, the social barriers came in play. You're a girl, you aren't married, all that.
Do you think they tried to persuade you not to do it?
Of
for a while?
course.
Yeah.
I mean, in the beginning, they all, most of them, well, my immediate family was like, no.
To protect you, kind of, I guess.
Yeah,
as well,
I think
right?
it was protection. I think it was misunderstanding. I think it was lack of understanding. I think it was a mix of things.
Yeah.
But my dad jokes and says, you know, I climbed the highest mountain in the world because I put her in box and she climbed out. So even when he was very negative and he takes
She climbed
credit.
out.
She climbed out. She literally climbed out. Well, he doesn't speak like that, but in my mind, that's how he sounds like. So that was that first step was extremely difficult. In addition to myself, how I doubted myself, all that was extremely difficult. And then when I finally got the approval from my family, because it was very important to get the approval, the training was a disaster. I couldn't find a trainer. I lived in a flat, hot country with no mountains, the only ice you found was in the freezer. So it was very hard to even get the right gear and all that. But I went online, I researched, I educated myself, and I started with my boots, my backpack, and a bag of sand, a garbage bag, and a scale.
Wow.
One of those airport scales, the little ones. And I would just go out to the desert. Every week I would add 5 kilos or 4 kilos. And I went from from 5, 10, blah, blah, blah. I went all the way up to 20.
And then you were just walking in the desert, in the dunes.
In circles.
And
I
that's
just
so
went,
tough.
Yeah.
Because you were kind of sinking in
You're
all
sinking
the time.
in. I had audiobooks and I just go...
Wait, so even though it was flat,
It was
actually, it was tough.
Some parts, some dunes were a little bit high, but I had nothing else. And I always tell girls or kids or anyone who comes to me and says, I wish for this, but I can't. I tell them, I grew up in the desert and I climbed the highest mountains in the world. If you want, you'll find a way to get there. And then, of course, after that, after the initial training, you can train as much as you want in the desert, but you still need mountain technical training.
Of course, because of the altitude as well. You need to train for the oxygen and stuff.
The rope, how to deal with the rope, how to deal with
course.
your boots.
So did you do wall climbing, like as a solution?
No, I had to leave. I had to save some money and book a flight and go to whatever mountain was available at the time.
So you didn't find a trainer in Saudi actually at the end. Why was it so challenging? Did no one want to train you because you were a woman, or because it was the conditions were not ideal?
I think it was a mixture of they didn't know what I wanted to do. They were worried about the social repercussions. They thought I was insane. I think it's a bunch of things.
Because you were kind of expected to, I guess, marry early and have kids.
Definitely,
and settle down.
that was the ideal plan.
Yeah.
But in the end, I only had a trainer for the last mountain, which was Denali. I never had a trainer for any other mountain.
You trained yourself?
I trained myself.
So you just researched online, how do I train to climb a mountain?
Yeah, I researched what are the necessary things that you need to be a good climber. It was strength, conditioning, endurance, and stamina.
Okay.
So I had to research what are these things and how to train these things.
How do you achieve them?
I was very lucky to be an athlete in my own way. I was always very sporty and very hyper. So I had that good basis, but it was all of it was difficult, but it was absolutely worth it in the end.
How long did you have to train to climb your first summit, basically?
So I went from thinking a 4-star hotel is camping to camping in the highest mountain in Africa. So it was less than 2 months. I barely had any training. By the time I got there, my gear was all wrong. My technique was all wrong. I got to the summit. I had hypothermia. I was snow blind.
This was Kilimanjaro?
This is Kilimanjaro.
Yeah.
Hypothermia, snow blind, blew everywhere like a wet cat left in the cold. And I reached the highest summit of Africa and I was in love.
Oh, really?
I don't know how to explain that feeling of feeling like I belong to a place I've never been before.
Okay.
So I stood on that mountain and I felt
at home.
So alive.
Really?
And like I belonged. And it was so odd to be cold, tired, blue everywhere.
Blind.
Half snow blind.
Yeah.
And still feel so alive. And it was that sense of a full heart standing on that mountain made me fall in love with mountains, and I couldn't stop.
And that did it for you. And
that
afterwards
was
you were
it.
like, I need to do this more. I need to climb more mountains.
I got addicted to that feeling of reaching a summit.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just the actual mountain. I couldn't care less in the beginning. I couldn't care less what the mountains were. I just wanted to go out there and be in the outdoors and train and that's why I always tell people, try. You'll never know what you'll fall in love with. Try something new, try a new experience. Otherwise you'll be stuck in the same kind of mundane thing.
Of course, yeah, definitely. After Kilimanjaro, did you go straight to Mount Everest?
Oh God, no.
Or did you train and climb other summits first?
No, don't do that. Whoever you are, do not do that. Don't go from 0 to... No, so I did Kili.
Yeah.
And then after I did Kilimanjaro, I got invited to be part of the first 10 Saudi females to go to Everest Base Camp.
Yeah.
And it was under the patronage of Princess Rima bin Bandar for a breast cancer awareness campaign. And I loved it so much because my dad said, okay, fine, you want to climb mountains, but you know, that's it. And it was a hike, so I said, it's technically a hike, so I can go. It was invited by Princess Rima, you can't say no. So I went, I did that hike, it's to base camp, and I got to this, I'll never forget that moment. I got to this turn, right, the first time I did the turn, because you go around the mountain, it's so huge, you go around. I did a turn, and I looked up and I saw the summit with my own eyes for the first time. And I was hooked. And I knew, I don't know how to explain this again. Yeah. I knew that I was gonna come back and climb it. 8 mountains, a year later, lots of conversations with my family, lots of arguments. I call them love arguments. Lots of arguments with love.
They were trying to like convince you not to go, and you were convincing them why it was a good idea.
Exactly, because every time I come back, my dad was like, last one, you don't ask another, finish. And I'm
Do
like,
you think they were worried about you, like in terms of, you know, health and safety and all that?
Health, safety, society, and culture. Like they were worried that I would end up being a stigma, and they're kind of right. I ended up being a kind of unique kind of individual in society. But my mom once sat me down and said, "Are you aware of what you're doing?" I said, "Yes." She's like, "Raha, you'll never be the same. Like culturally, they will never look at you the same."
Yeah.
And
What do you think was the effect in society that you had? You know, I mean, you kind of shook up the country in a way, and you're an example to so many girls, not just in Saudi, but like around the world, about how you can achieve your dreams if you have the will and you know the courage for it as well.
I'm so lucky to be able to do what I love and change mentalities. I'm so lucky to be able to climb, to be athletic, to be sporty, and in the same time, hopefully inspire the next generation of girls to go beyond me. So yes, in the beginning they were shocked. I think in the beginning they had no idea how to react to me, this crazy girl that's in love with mountains. I think in the beginning they were just like, what? Let's ignore. So I think they were shocked, but even those that criticize me, even those that don't really appreciate or approve what I did, they can't deny my existence. They can't deny that there's a Saudi woman that climbed the highest mountains in the world. There's only a handful of human beings that have that, let alone women,
of course.
let alone Arab women.
Yeah.
So I think it's broadening their horizon a little bit, that if a Saudi woman can do this, then why can't all the other things be possible?
So in total, how long did it take you to climb Mount Everest?
So Everest takes 60 days, but my maximum of no shower was, don't tell my mom, 22 days.
Wow.
But even though I was stinky, no shower, I still had my mascara. I can't, I mean, you can look horrible. And
I love it.
But they just change your face.
Yeah.
And that was, I know
Opens
it's
up your
really
eyes.
silly, but yeah, I took my item of luxury was one little tiny stick of mascara.
That is so cute, really.
Yeah.
Something to hold on to, you know,
My
like that little.
femininity.
Yeah, your femininity in a tube.
And I smelled because we didn't shower, but I was like, there's a video of me, I'll send you. But,
Yeah, I want to see it. You actually post a lot on Instagram as well. I think that
Yeah.
makes you really approachable, and people can kind of see what you're going through, what you're experiencing, because you can't really imagine, you know, what the conditions are.
I think
Up there.
up there. I think that social media is a two-edged sword. Sometimes you can be as simple, as fake, or as flat as one perfect picture posing. But if I want that, I'll open an editorial to see it. But I want people to live through me and to understand that I can be a girl, I can be from the desert, I can be Saudi, I can be Muslim, I can be from the Arab world and still be these things. I live a very adventurous life, so I try to show that through social media, and I try to show girls that you can be all these things, and I'm always up for new experiences and new challenges.
Yay! I'm very happy to hear that. You know why?
I'm so excited.
Yeah, we're gonna go on an adventure, the two of us. It's not comparable to climbing
still a
Mount
new
Everest,
experience.
but yeah, exactly. We're gonna go kite surfing.
I've never been. Can you believe it? All the
No
years I've lived
way.
here, never.
Okay, then
Not
that's
once.
a great opportunity to try it together, because I haven't
Perfect.
been either, and we're in this perfect place, water, wind, perfect conditions.
Gorgeous day for it.
Okay, so let's try and get down
Okay.
from this place, from
Right.
this swing.
Ready?
Okay, should we just jump?
1,
2,
2, 3. Hi.
Hello, good morning.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm Gabriella.
Mohammed.
Nice to meet you.
Mohammed, nice to meet you too. So, we're gonna try some kite surfing today, yeah?
Yes!
Did you try any before?
No,
Never. Kite
no,
or
I
float
really want
kite.
to try it now.
It's same idea as when we were kids flying a small kite, you know?
It's not attached to you when you're a kid.
Yeah, with the first one on the land, it was not even attached to you.
Okay, great.
It's just
It's
like in
slowly.
your
It just
hand.
seems so
Yeah.
daunting, like with the waves and the wind and all these different forces, like.
Wind, yeah, it needs
Getting
to be
to you.
exist. But waves, actually, learning doesn't prefer waves.
Okay.
Maybe later when you ride in your own, you can do some wave style.
Perfect.
Yeah.
What's the most difficult thing about it, do you think?
The most difficult, I would say not difficult, but a bit technical thing is to ride on the board, to stand and ride.
To balance, kind of?
Yeah, exactly. To make the balance and be able to make yourself stable and ride.
Yeah, so core, basically.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Because flying the kite is just a feeling. You feel the instructor next to you, you try, it gives you the feeling slowly, and then it
What happens
clicks.
if the kite falls in the water?
You can relaunch it.
Really?
Yeah, of course. So usually we need to know where the wind coming from. We have different things to know that. Water move, where
Okay.
the water coming from. So like now, you tell me.
From there, I guess? Like.
Yeah, exactly. So this is where the wind coming from.
Yeah.
Then if water move, if it is not clear, you feel that it's not maybe following the wind direction, you look around, and then where you hear the wind in both ears,
We can try that actually now.
Yeah,
Yeah?
because it's quite
Now
windy.
you can hear it.
Oh, you
Ah,
know
it's
what?
like that.
I do hear it from
Exactly.
Yeah,
here.
I do. Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
true.
God,
This is where
it's
the wind
very
comes
clear.
from. Yeah.
I never even knew that.
Yeah.
We can do
So
that.
yeah, now we know where the wind coming from. What body position you imagine to be to the wind if you're gonna do any wind sport?
The facing your back.
Wind is in your back.
Yeah.
Exactly. So wind is behind you,
Yes.
and then
push the kite.
everything front of you, yeah, exactly. Everything front of you, according to your body position, call downwind. Everything is behind you,
Upwind.
upwind.
Upwind,
Exactly.
okay.
We say it's like downstairs and upstairs.
Okay.
So, in front downwind.
Yeah, imagine
behind,
you're going
backwards.
downstairs, it means down. So downwind front of you, upwind
Upwind.
behind you.
Behind you.
Exactly.
Okay.
Once you know that, you're able to rig your equipment. Always the equipment has to be downwind of you. So we have here our trainer kite. What any kite has, a bar with lines. Then bar same. Always also the colors of the bar are
Left,
really important. Exactly.
Okay.
Red.
Wow, look at you. How do you know?
If you flip
Thank
it, then you tangle yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So you
Yeah.
always need to know. This is always a left.
Left,
Yeah.
exactly, and this is always right.
Okay.
We always say so people can remember easily. Red is heart.
Oh.
So always red in the left.
So
to
you
the
need
heart.
to know where the heart
Exactly.
is.
Yeah. I hope
Obviously.
that you really know that. So I have the bar, I have the lines, I have the kite there where the lines are attached to. And what's that hanging down, you think?
For the
I
feet.
would guess this
The
is
hands?
attached to you.
Hand, exactly.
To your
the
waist.
hand.
To the hand, so it
yeah.
doesn't go. Okay.
Yeah. So any kite has different safety systems. Starts from let go the bar. Then second one is a quick release. There's something more with the inflatable kite.
Yeah.
And then the third one, which is the same idea as I have, is the safety leash. When you are hooked in, is attached from the harness to the kite. But here is attached to my hand.
It's
Okay.
smaller.
Yeah, exactly. So once you let go the kite, you don't lose it. You're still
Yeah.
attached to it. Yeah.
Got it.
Okay.
So this is all about what the kite has, and then if we can start to fly it a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really good.
Okay, so we have now our kite flying. All the control depends on the rest of your hand. Exactly. You use your wrist. So I feel with my wrist, I feel the tension on this line. So it's all about tensioning this red and blue line, called the back lines. Yeah? So you tension here, the blue with the right hand, the kite goes to the right side. Now it's in the right side already. I tension with my left hand on the left line, exactly. It goes to the left side. That's why they call them even the steering lines, because this is where you steer from. Okay, with your hand. Okay, I'll go with you first. So now tension the red line. Now tension the blue. Always the bar has to be parallel to the kite. Tension the red. Now the red, and now the blue. So now when it comes to the inflatable kite, you need to be hooked in. How you will be hooked in? By having this harness around your waist, like I have, yeah? Now we've done the harness, you should be ready, and this is the safety leash, same like was in your hand before,
Yeah.
with the small kite.
This will go onto the kite.
Exactly, yeah, onto the bar.
The bar.
Of the kite, yeah. So this is the bar where it has the lines where it will be attached to the kite. How many lines here, you think?
4.
4, exactly. 2 same color and 2 different colors, yeah?
Okay.
So these lines, I will have to set them up and make sure that they are not tangled. Now we have 4 lines here. We have the red and yellow, called the back lines, and the 2 ones in the middle lines, same color, yeah?
Okay.
I put the back lines outside of my hips, and then the 2 middle lines just between the legs, yeah? And I have 2 each in one hand, and then I go towards my kite to split them.
So is this considered quite a big board then?
This, yeah, is more long than wide.
Okay.
Then sometimes you have long, same, and then wider.
So that's easier, right?
Yeah,
to learn
it gives
actually.
you this easy for the balance first time.
Yeah.
And even when you ride as intermediate, you can use it for light wind. The front leg in the front, stretch, the back leg bend in the back, and this is where you have a bit of more weight. Shoulder forward a bit, straight arm. Exactly. This is exactly your first start on the board. And the board downwind, looking 45-degree downwind from the front,
Okay.
front tip. and this is how you should start your first riding on the kite.
Yeah, very natural
Yeah?
position to be in.
What the problem a lot of people do in the beginning, they lay back.
Okay,
Once
but
they
you have to
stand up.
go
It's a
forward.
normal reaction of human. Like once you feel something grabbing you, you want to resist it. No, with the kite you should follow it, not
Okay.
resisting it.
So lean forward with your shoulder.
Yeah, and
All right.
the arm a little bit higher.
Okay,
Exactly.
perfect.
Yeah,
Woo.
perfect.
I think I'm ready to go.
Congratulations. Now you knew everything about kite surfing. Now you just need to practice it more, and I will show you how to kite in the water and do it the proper
you so
way.
much.
Yeah?
Yes, thank you for this great
more than
lesson.
welcome.
And we can't
Really
wait to
appreciate.
see how you do it.
It was
Sure.
interesting. Thank you.
Thank you, and hope to see you in the water later. Yeah?
Yay! Keep it,
Bye.
hang loose. Woo!
What was the term?
Hang loose. Bye.
Safe travel.
The kitesurf lesson with Mohammed was great, and I really want to take more lessons now. I want to be able to go onto the water soon and ride with the wind. Now I'm going to meet with Steph, who will do some dance flow yoga in the park with me. That will be the perfect exercise to end my day. I'm here with Steph, a yoga teacher from Tranquility Yoga Dubai. Hi Steph, how are you?
Hi, good, thank you. How are you?
Good, thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
I'm going to do some dance flow yoga with you, but before we get started, I want to know, how did you actually even get into yoga in the first place?
Well, I grew up as a dancer, so I always did, ballet, contemporary, tap jazz until I was about 18 years old. And then I reached a point in my life where I didn't feel like dancing in, groups or doing exams anymore. And I was at the gym and I tried a yoga class there, and it was just a kind of a natural progression from contemporary dancing, because the movements are still like stretching and it kind of flows like contemporary dancing as well.
You do dance flow yoga.
Yeah.
You have to tell me more about that.
Yeah, so dance flow yoga, I created it when I wanted to combine, my background in dancing and in ballet and contemporary dance, and joining it into like a vinyasa flow. So we'll be sort of flowing through the poses a lot more and adding elements of ballet and contemporary dance with the arms or with the legs sort of stretching and pointing more like ballet and contemporary dances. Yeah.
And also the hands
Yeah,
have to look nice and
the
poised.
arms. Yeah, exactly. So rather than just focusing on the alignment in the poses, we'll be focusing more on flowing in the poses and really moving in the poses with awareness. So it's like a meditation in motion.
Do you need any prior experience in yoga to be able to do dance flow yoga?
Yeah, definitely. Dance flow yoga is a little bit more faster paced, where we'll be moving to the music. So I won't be teaching the alignment in the poses. So you kind of already need to have a good background in that and know what you're doing. But also you need to have a good cardio endurance, because we will be moving a lot faster for the hour and moving to the music constantly.
Well, I'm really happy to hear that, because I love yoga. I do it regularly, so I'm up for the challenge.
Okay, great. I'm looking forward to teaching it to you.
Great, let's do it.
Yes, sure.
This was a really fun flow. It was so different from the yoga classes I've done in the past.
I'm glad that you had fun, because that's really like my main aim in my classes, is to really enjoy your practice.
Oh, I did. And the music made it really special as well.
Yeah.
And it was really great how we were somewhat in sync. I tried to be as much as I could. And that we were also paying attention to details, the fingers and the toes being pointed. And I could really see that connection to dancing for sure.
Yeah, to have that sort of dancer's touch while you're doing the yoga poses is something different.
Absolutely. And I can't wait to try it out again soon. I hope with you.
Yes, for sure. I can't wait to have you again.
All right, bye. Thank you. I had such a wonderful day today. I met amazing people, hung out at breathtaking, really great locations, and learned so many new things. And my absolute highlight was hanging out with Raha in the morning and learning how to kite surf. How cool is that? I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next week on My Day Dubai.